Yes.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
You're okay.
It's with great pride
Where are we sitting?
that I am standing up here at this time to deliver to you, our unit owners, neighbors, friends, confidants, the state of the condo that we are in right now, the position we're in, talking about what we've accomplished, what we need to do, and fulfill the thoughts and what you want in the future. And these comments that I'm going to make, I want to make sure that I make one thing very clear. I may be the president, and I'm honored to be so, but I want to also say that Hollybrook is very fortunate to have individuals who volunteer their time, their energy, and their efforts to continue to progress and be proactive for Hollybrook's future. Let me just, I'd be remiss if I did not say this. What is Hollybrook? You got an answer for that? What is Hollybrook? Hollybrook is each and every one of you. Each and every one of you are Hollybrook. When we talk about Hollybrook, we're talking about ourselves. Okay? Each and every one. Whatever phase you live in, wherever you come from, whatever your ethnic background is, we are as one. And that's a great accomplishment in itself. 1,902 units, 3,000 plus individuals that live in harmony, security, happiness. There's not many places that ladies can walk 10:30, 11 o'clock at night and do so with the confidence of security. Are we perfect? No, absolutely not. But that doesn't mean that we don't continue to thrive for the goals and objectives of each and every one of you sitting here. And I would hope that you compliment each other for what you've accomplished. Because I look out there today and I greeted a number of people here today that I've known that's been here for 35 years. And I've greeted some and welcomed others that have been here for 5 years. So they've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. But we're still here. You have to have a passion for this place. You have to have a love for it. You look around. I've been to Augusta National, which is in Georgia, and they hold the master's degree, the master's tournament. And you see the ground, and it's so clean and just well kept. You walk outside, you go out for a walk in the morning, as a number of you do. Don't you see the same thing? The same thing. And let's not take that for granted. Okay? Let's not take these things for granted. But what I'm going to discuss with you is the state of the condo situation here in Hollybrook. But I do not want to even have you give you the impression that it's, I've accomplished this. We've accomplished it. I am so fortunate, we are so fortunate to have individuals who serve on the board. A number of people who nobody even knows their name. They don't want any accolades. They don't want to be on TV. All they want to do is to show up in the administration building and do what they want to do out of the love. It's labor of love. For who? You and me. Hollybrook. That's what we are. Thank you so much for attending the State of the Hollybrook address. My intention in these next few minutes is to highlight the hard work we've done during this past year and the strides that we've made, as well as to project what we see as important work to be accomplished in this coming year. I'm sure I don't need to remind you how large Hollybrook is. We have a large community comprised of diverse populations. As in any large group of people, there are different and sometimes conflicting agendas among the various populations. What unites us, though, is our desire to ensure a high quality of life for all members of this community and to maintain the diverse array of recreational facilities utilized by our neighbors. We have so many amenities here, so many, that a number of other communities do not have anywhere near what we have to offer for a quality of life. And that's not me saying this. This is the professional people that come in here. The marketing people, the insurance people, the banking people, the realtors. They're the ones. 2015 has been a particularly active and vital year for us. We have much that was undertaken and much was accomplished that enables us to make better use of what we have available. I'd like to take a few moments to review some of these accomplishments. I'd like to point out some of our major accomplishments, and there'll be some that I probably will not touch upon because of the time. The intention to move to a partially funded reserve system which will enable us to ensure increased access to the resources for maintenance of our aging infrastructure and the promotion of such a system within the community that is reasonably priced, that we can afford. That's very important. We have a new restaurant group that has allowed us to enjoy a restaurant of pleasure, food service, the hiring of a communication director who will manage and redesign and update our media website so that we can plan for and promote Hollybrook entertainment and events. We've done a renovation of the pool kitchen grill areas. We are utilizing the GoToMeeting, which allows us for effective remote meeting attendance. We had an installation of a system for the tea time reservations, which makes it easier to access tea times, allowing less opportunity for error in data entry and an increase in reporting capability. The questions of openings for outside golf in the summer months. We have an agreement. The board approved a contractor to coordinate golf events during the summer season. This has added increase because it's revenue. It's revenue that we haven't had in years past. We purchased a tennis ball machine for the tennis pro shop. We had a replacement of awnings at the clubhouse complex, phases 1, 2 in the towers in the pool areas. We have a replacement in of an in-ground propane tank at each pool area. The purchase of 3 additional pieces of gym equipment. The re-roofing of building 50. The replacement of a golf ball washer at the golf course area. The replacement of 2 Hollybrook security vehicles. We're upgrading building 54 in clubhouse elevators. At this point, we can feel confident that much was accomplished in 2015. But the work doesn't end with that. There is much that remains on our plate to achieve in 2016. I am proud, we are proud, of what we have done in those areas which I just mentioned. All this was done through the board. It wasn't done through me. It was done through the board's approval. Among our objectives this year are the following. First and foremost, to correct the discrepancies in our documents, to resolve the inconsistencies that exist between them, and to identify the responsibilities between management, the officers, and the board. To create an internal and external audit process to make our financial information more transparent, which will enable future audits to be better understood by the Hollybrook community. That's very important. It is essential that the Hollybrook community understands how we run our business here, how you run the business here. When I was asked to run for president a few years back, it's hard to believe, this is my last year, I made this promise. I'm not a politician. I'm a businessman. That's my background. I've had a varied background, but I would run Hollybrook as a business. You are the stockholders. What I'm doing right now is I'm giving you a review of what we've done, only because unit owners requested it. We try to do it in an appropriate manner and to meet the budgetary restraints that we set forth for ourselves. We hope to create streamlined and effective communications that will address all populations within the Hollybrook community, keeping them up to date about various issues and activities. We are very involved in doing this, trying to be more transparent and getting the information out. We're trying to keep up with the technologies today. That's why I mentioned the website and how we can get that now. The internet, that's another access. We can use transmissions of what do we call email blasts, and try to reach people who don't have email through our TV, through our Voice of Hollybrook, through the bulletin boards. But we can only do so much, because some people say, well, I didn't know about that. So we hope that you, through those medias, will know what's going on, so you don't miss out on these things. Because I think we've done a lot of great entertainment this year and last year. And I'm sorry to say they haven't been really well attended. But in the future, we're still going to have some more. We're going to make it available because, again, the quality of life. That's what we're here for. We've paid our dues. You paid your dues. You want to enjoy life a little bit now. So it would be on our shoulders, the administration, if we did not make make those events available for you. We hope to prepare an effective marketing strategy that will add to the information available about Hollybrook and strengthen our position in South Florida. We want to ensure the installation of website integration with maintenance work orders, which will allow for a more consistent and useful oversight of maintenance. We want to continue the discussion about utilizing financial resources to proactively maintain the aging infrastructure of our community. People who are new to Hollybrook, they come in here and they visit, and of course they come to the administration building, or a unit owner will be having guests. And it just, I don't know how many times you say, you're 40 years old? Really? Look how the buildings, how nice they look. They're painted nicely. Look at the landscaping, the beautiful flowers. And, you know, I think we become just expecting that. And we don't realize what we have. And it takes sometimes the new eyes of people who just come in here and they see this and they say, oh my goodness, how fortunate you are. I wish we had this in our place. And of course, the standard answer is, well, we have units that you can buy. You know, we're no longer the best kept secret in South Florida, believe me. And that's good, because that means the value of Hollybrook is continually to rise. At this time, we are vigorously looking to hire a new green superintendent with demonstrated professionalism, knowledge of agronomy, chemicals, and fertilizers, and who understands the needs of changing maintenance procedures dependent upon the weather and or the season, with knowledge of Eagle turf, and with the ability to manage the golf maintenance staff effectively. Now, again, remember I said we have individuals who have volunteered their services. And I tell people very proudly, without any reservation, that the Hollybrook train is run by an engine called the golf course. That is the engine that runs everything else, is our golf course. Now, we've put together, Mr. Paul Ray and myself, a selection committee, an interview committee, and I'd like to share with you some of these people. We have a gentleman named Armand Lamontagne, who's been here for years, a winter resident from Canada, who is highly respected in Canada because he evaluates the golf courses in a certain area of Quebec. I'm not going to go in great detail to tell you all he does, but he evaluates them for their ability to maintain a proper golf course to meet the qualifications of the Quebec Golf Association. George Felice, who was a club pro up in New Jersey and who works here with our golf community. He was out there every day 2 years ago when we had our renovation of the golf course. He worked right along with the golf architect and also the company that did the work. Mike Elliott is on our board. He's been associated with golf courses in the state of Kentucky. Of course, Mr. Paul Ray, who's our CEO. Mr. Claude Champetier, and I told him I'd probably mess up that name, but Claude has volunteered to be on our Greens Committee and also to help us interview these golf course superintendents. We are also working with the Golf Course Superintendents Association of America. Mr. Ralph Bain, who handles Florida for that association, came down here and visited with us for one day. Helped us with the applications. By the way, we've had over 50 applications for the Golf Course Superintendent of Hollybrook. Also, our pro, Rob Steffes, is assisting us with this. So between Claude, Armand, George, Mike, Paul, Rob, and myself, we hope to, by the 1st of March or somewhere in that area, have hired a qualified golf course superintendent. The Greens Committee has helped us with this, the Men's Golf Association, and it's not just one person, that's what I'm saying. I hope you understand that. So, with that said, that's the area we're going to hopefully hire the proper individual. It has been a pleasure for me to perform the role of the president of Hollybrook, surrounded by many others who are highly competent and believe, as I do, that we can accomplish the best for the future, who have worked with me to push Hollybrook into a positive future. I have been honored to work with people with great work ethic, dedication, and thick-skinned. You know, you have leaders, you have followers, and you have naysayers. And I have a saying: lead, follow, or get the hell out of the way. And that's the way we're trying to get things done, because we're trying to work for the majority. We're not going to let the minority, the 4 or 5, the 10 to 15, tell us what we're supposed to do to move Hollybrook forward. That's not going to happen, at least as long as I'm the president. We're going to work for the majority of people. I am happy to report that our board of directors recently adopted a budget to our revised fiscal year, now set to commence on April the 1st. This brought to fruition the hard work of so many over the past year to modify our fiscal year in order to allow for the increased participation of our seasonal residents. In their doing so, you can look forward to the implementation of our new reserve funding model, which will serve to increase access to funding for the repair and replacement of aging assets through the property utilization of funds that will already be included in the adopted budget. This minimizes the need for special assessment of the unit owners to address such depletion or obsolescence of existing components. I hope you share the pride I feel in putting our community on the track to achieve a marked increase in financial stability for years to come. Nothing has ever been achieved without enthusiasm. I am grateful for the energy we have seen and utilized to continue to make Hollybrook great, and I look forward to engaging the enthusiasm of the community to keep our home excellent. Last but certainly not least, I know that you're interested in what we have planned for the future, what we have achieved, but also our financial status. So with that, I am happy to report to you that we are in excellent financial condition. Our auditors are now in-house preparing the audit report for 2015. Hollybrook's internal year-end documents show that we are within budget in our overall expenses, and our income came on budget. For the first time, our golf course revenue was over $1 million for the year 2015. We are well into our transitional year, and our January statements again show us on budget with no surprises at this point. Should you have any questions regarding our finances, please do the following. Please contact our treasurer, Rosalie LeBate, or our CFO, Joe Donnelly. They have reviewed, they have studied. We have all sat down for hours and go over our financial status. When you, and I'm certain some of you have already done this, but when you talk to some of your friends and neighbors of other communities of this size, and the first thing I ever asked myself, how is your financial status? What's your borrowing strength? And none of them, absolutely, I say without any reservations whatsoever, are not as solvent and stable financially as Hollybrook Golf and Tennis condominiums. That in itself, the bottom line, I am so proud to bring to your attention. Again, I am so grateful to have this opportunity. You've given me a mandate. I hope that I've achieved it. My office is always open. I don't turn anybody away. God bless you, good health, and much happiness. Thank you.